Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Meditation Mount. Those of you who are gathered here in the auditorium on a lovely hot August day, and those of you who are with us from different time zones and different geographic locations online, whether you're live with us or watching the recording, welcome. So we're here to meditate together. We know it's a super blue moon, but also at 6:35, it's the exact time. So we will be in silent meditation during the exact time of the full moon, which is a rare occurrence. So it'll be a very powerful time together. I just want to ask, make sure you have your cell phones turned off, please, now. It's a traditional announcement, I know, but... and we'll be leaving the air conditioning on during our time, so treat it as a background drone. It'll be too hot without it. In a moment, Kelly Jean is going to come up and she's going to create a tonal landscape, a field of resonance that will help set the scene for our meditation. We're in the solar sign of Virgo, which is why we have the Nicholas Roerich print of the Mother of the World. And Kelly Jean will be creating music in honor of the Mother. And so a lot of the focus of today will be around the feminine aspect and the Mother of the World, because we're in the solar sign of Virgo, even though the moon is full in Pisces. So Kelly Jean will create this field of resonance, and then Diana Lang and myself will introduce and lead the meditation. I'm not sure if I said who I was. My name is Michael Linfield. I'm a volunteer, and I also currently serve as board president of the non-profit that has stewardship responsibility for Meditation Mount. I think we're ready. So I'd love for Kelly Jean to come up and there you are, and create the sound. Thank you, Kelly Jean. So Virgo, the mother. This is the sun sign we're in. And it's also said that the feminine aspect is the aspect that will govern the new era. Everything is born out of the mother. all new things are born out of the mother. If we could take a few moments to realize that we're not alone, we are one of many thousands of groups around the world linking up at this time to meditate, to be inspired, and to be filled with the blessings that pour through the constellation of Virgo. Let's take a moment to see ourselves as a point of light, like a jewel in Indra's net. So this is a planetary meditation. And often people say, well, when you meditate at the full moon, are you meditating on the moon? Actually, we're not meditating on the moon. It happens to be at the time of the full moon, there is a spiritual line of sight between the earth and the sun. The moon is out of the way, it casts no shadow on the earth. And it's the same correspondence as with our personality and our soul. So clear line of sight on all levels. And so this is a time when we can be in alignment with a deeper dimension of who we are. And if you look up into the ceiling, you'll see this skylight with the 5-petaled rose. That is the geometry in the heavens created when Earth and Venus dance together around the sun 8 times. And Earth and Venus have a very special relationship. It's said that it's very similar to our soul and our personality. Venus represents our alter ego, that to which we aspire. So it's very fitting that as we're at this time of the full moon, that we're influenced by this symbol. So we are linking different realms, different levels. And one of the connective links is between the human realm and the realm of postgraduate humans, those who have become enlightened and now embody wisdom, the wisdom that we seek. Therefore, we call this the bridge between the 4th and the 5th, between humans and the kingdom of souls. Now, the kingdom of souls is not people who have dead and left. The kingdom of souls is a group consciousness that is the embodiment of love and wisdom and light, that which is our potential, and we one day will enter that as we progress along the path. So I just wanted to mention the fact that the full moon is a really special time when we can come together in this deep alignment. And it's also said the planet itself is in deep alignment with its solar family. So it's like all the way up. So as we've mentioned a few times, that Virgo really represents the feminine principle. And the feminine principle is synonymous with space. In the Agni Yoga teachings, space is the Divine Mother because it's a fecund field. It's a fertile space in which things are born. So Virgo represents the womb in which the divine promise and plan, the seed of the future, is planted. And Virgo really explores and reveals the mystery of birth. And I'm sure there are many people, either online or in the auditorium, who've had the privilege of giving birth to a child. So I would invite you to recall that time, because at a meta level, we are here to give birth to something together. I'd like to read a couple of quotes from the Blue Books, as we call them, the books written by Alice Bailey, that give some sort of insight into the astrological significance of this time. And then I'd like us to move into an experience of what it means to be inside the mother. So I'm quoting primarily from Esoteric Astrology by Alice Bailey. The genius and uniqueness of Virgo is that it produces the form as well as stimulates the life within the form. That's the role of the mother. Virgo, it said, is one of the most significant signs in the zodiac for its symbolism, because it concerns the whole goal of the evolutionary process, which is to shield, nurture, and finally reveal the hidden spiritual reality. This every form veils, but the human form is equipped and fitted to manifest it in a manner different to any other expression of divinity, and so make tangible and objective that for which the whole creative process was intended. Well, quite a responsibility we have. It's like, we got to deliver on the promise. And the last part of this quote, Virgo symbolizes depths, darkness, quiet, and warmth. It is the valley of deep experience wherein secrets are discovered and eventually brought to light. It is the place of slow, gentle, and yet powerful crises and periodic developments which take place in the dark and yet which lead to the light. So the great message of Virgo really is God immanent. I-M-M-A-N-E-T, immanent. That which lives within, that expectant aspect of God that is waiting to be born inside of us. So this sign is very much involved with matter. When you think of matter, mater, madre, materia, mother, it's the substance of all things. I'd like to give you the spiritual motto for Virgo and just reflect on this. I am the mother and the child. I, God, I, matter, am. I'll repeat that. I am the mother and the child. I, God, I, matter, am. So let me say a few words before I invite us to go into an experience of what it means to be the mother and the child. And if you wish, you can draw inspiration from the Rurik print here, The Mother of the World. You can draw inspiration if you've given birth from what it meant to be part of the universal process of birth. What I'd like to say is that whether we're living in a male body, a female body, a transgender body, it doesn't matter. Inside of us, there is both the masculine and feminine principles. They form what's called the magnet, the two poles of the magnet. That's what the esoteric teaching said. If that doesn't resonate with you, it's fine. Don't believe a word I say, only if it resonates you. I'm not here to teach. And this dual relationship between masculine and feminine that lives inside us is the microcosmic version of what's called the cosmic magnet. And it's the cosmic magnet that allows the one to give birth to itself through the two. That's the sort of mystery and the deep experience we're part of when we realize, oh my gosh, I'm not just walking around the planet attempting to survive. We're here as part of this great unfolding of destiny. So I invite us to reflect on the spiritual motto by going into it. So if you would just bring yourself to a point of stillness, take a few deep breaths just to release any tensions, and stand inside the heart, because the heart is the womb. Now enter into the cellular structure of your body and allow the substance of the feminine principle to come alive in you. Feel what that is. reach out and touch the divine feminine, and in turn be touched by the divine feminine. And allow this presence to sing throughout the entirety of your body and your being. In this moment, we are the feminine. And we sense deeply what it means to be the mother. And holding that imprinted inside our field, we now shift and begin to sense into the child that's held in the loving embrace of the mother. And we experience what it's like to be the child. The deep security of the love of the mother. And now, allow these two experiences to blend, to merge, become one. The mother and the child. And as these two experiences, the mother and the child, blend, they create a new frequency. Feel it. And with the ears of the heart, listen to the spiritual motto of Virgo again and know it for the first time. I am the mother and the child. I, God, I, matter, am. And with this felt reality reverberating in the collective field inside of us, Diana will now lead us in the full moon meditation with the exact time, 6:35, when we are in the silence together.
So I'm just going to say a couple of things about the energy of this full moon right now. Virgo, the virgin, the ideal, the mother of the world. When I used to, I've been teaching Awakening the Divine Feminine for a long, long time, and one of the things that I learned from this image was I would have us cover our eyes and head when we went into meditation, and I cannot tell you how powerful that is, to put this top on, creating this vortex within the self. It's so, so powerful. And there's a teaching in this painting that's, of course, as all these kinds of spiritual works are, there's a teaching within it. And so astrologically, there's a few things happening. The supermoon happens 4 or 5 times a year. And because it's an elliptical orbit, it comes closer and farther and closer and farther, and it's closer. And it literally is about around 15% brighter. You'll see it brighter in the sky tonight, and actually it's 50% bigger and about 35% brighter. So you might really notice it tonight when you walk outside, tonight. The other thing that's happening right now on this full moon in Pisces is Saturn is conjunct the moon, which is very sobering, right? It's a time of inner reflection. It's serious business. It's karmic serious business, So you may be feeling that. And I've noticed, since there's 6.5, basically, planets retrograde now, too. I'm an astrologer, obviously. but 6.5 planets are going backwards, apparently, in the sky. It's a time for deep reflection and non-movement right this minute. And the only planet of 8 They're not including the sun and the moon, which aren't planets, a star and the moon. There's 8 other planets. The only planet that's going forward right now is Mars, which is going, go, 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 let's go. And everything else is no. You have to wait. And so if you think of that, I love to teach people that meditate especially because, if you're meditating, you're already a sensitive being, obviously, or you wouldn't be attracted to some work like this. And it's good to know how to work with the energies as they are happening. And you feel them whether you know astrology or not, because it's in the air. It's literally in the air. And you're feeling it anyway. But it's nice to understand it and to not take energy personally, but to work with it. To be able to use the energy rather than be used or not even know it's happening and feel, like it's happening at you, rather than working with it. So it's not a time where you're going to move right now with all that retrograde and with Moon conjunct Saturn, which is super karmic. And look what's happening in our world. And I just happened to look at the chart of the United States again, which I look at often. But I just want to just say two things about it. Anybody that knows anything about astrology knows maybe, about, the planets. That Pluto is the planet of destruction, reconstruction, death, renewal, though, right? So the mother, right? We are midwifing. We are midwifing, all of us conscious souls. We are midwifing this time. And we have to stay present to do that. Not in reaction, not in drama, not reacting to the drama, but to be these lighthouses, right? And to midwife this time. And so America in 1776 is having a Pluto return. Some of you have heard of Saturn returns every 28 years around. Well, a Pluto return happens about every 245 years. It's really long. So it's our first, as a country, return, and it is a time of destruction and reconstruction. And what can be made from something as sound, like forging steel, if it makes it, it will, but as it is tested and tested and tested, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And we're right in there. And there's no getting around it. And it's long. It's about a 4-year period which we started 2 years ago. So we've got another 1.5 years or so more of this forging time that we're in. And this Pluto conjunction is opposing Mercury, speaking, communication. What's the subject of our country right now is free speech. It's really up. And what is free speech anyway? And all the things that are happening, not just here, but everywhere, but how it affects America personally, this country as a place. It's very about that subject. So we're having a whole renewal is what's happening right now. It's kind of exciting, but you have to stay steady. Right? It's like if you were a midwife at the birth, you're not going, how are you feeling now? You're just like, breathe, right? You're just calming the energy down, not getting reactive to what's happening, which is scary a little. It's exciting, it's beautiful, it's a miracle, and all of that, but it's also life and death. It's intense, it's super intense, and that's where we are in the super intensity. So it's a lot going on. I wanted to at least mention that because it's so big and we're really being affected by it. And it's a time right now, at least, to kind of work with this energy so that we can, go to this tipping point that we're at without it becoming a breaking point. Right? It's a tipping point. It's just a change in the energy, a long one. So you may be feeling this personally. I think we all kind of are. And, work with it, use it. So be part of the solution of this by staying in your heart, remembering love, remembering forgiveness, all the things we talk about. And the Divine Mother, or the Mother of the world, we often work with that idea form inside of meditation, which is where we're going to start in the meditation, is with the Mother of the world, so that you can feel that the feminine aspect of God force. And we always think of God as a guy, God is or male energy almost. But it's both, of course, and it's everything. So it's interesting to connect to the feminine aspect like this on purpose. So that's what we're going to do when we go into the meditation. So I think we will, on that note, just thinking if there's anything else. Yeah. So when you're ready to, make yourself comfortable. Have your feet on the floor if you can. Be easy in your body. Take a couple of breaths. And it's hot in here, it's hot outside. And just use your breath to cool yourself down. Imagine it being blue. Imagine your breath blue. And as you're breathing and just letting yourself calm and come into the peace of the moment, the peace of the present, using your breath, feel yourself like 5 degrees cool down. On the exhalation, you just let the heat go. Right? And let the heat go that you might be carrying, that you brought in, from the world, driving and listening to the news and what's going on. And you put that down and you give it to the blue. You give it to the blue. And imagine that you could inhale through the crown chakra, the top of the head, inhaling in blue, and exhaling out silver. And feel the whole circle of the breath, inhaling in blue, exhaling silver. And as you do so, feel the temperature within yourself drop. Inhaling in blue, exhaling silver. Coming still, becoming timeless, becoming essence. Feeling the infinite presence of the soul that is always connected. And just any time you feel yourself tighten, exhaling silver, to get more and more present. And gently sense, as I'm speaking, the mother of the world as an archetype. Blue she is. The mother of the world that holds it all together. And just let your spirit touch that energy, like when Kali Jean was singing her names. Singing her names. And you feel yourself connect to the divine feminine and the unconditional love that this archetype represents. And then from there, feel the energy rising through your feet, through the spine, to the heart chakra. And as the heart blooms open like a flower, what is your flower? Feel all the other hearts blooming everywhere around the world that are connected to this meditation and are connected to all of the meditations that are happening around the planet right now. And feel that within the heart of your heart is this blooming flower that is illuminated as light, inner light. And feel the connection between everyone in here in this room and beyond this space to all the meditators that are connected by this light now. And feel your interconnectivity. Not alone, interconnected, we are. And even if it feels alone, You are interconnected in this complex, beautiful weaving of conscious souls around the planet. And feel that direct connection between the mother of the world and your heart center, linked, connected. And allow a line of light now to rise from your heart center up to the head center to take your seat as consciousness present in this time and space. I and the soul are one. Om. And as we enter into the silence, in some moments, will be some 10 minutes or so in the silence. Feel yourself enveloped in the blue, in that unconditional love, letting yourself be unburdened, leaving our shoes at the door, metaphorically, to let yourself be renewed in spirit, renewed in heart, strengthened in purpose. And we'll use this seed thought as our platform as we move into the meditation deep, all the way to Sirius, from the mother of the world, through the masters and teachers, the heart of the sun, all the way to Sirius. The seed thought is, as a group, we stand in service, interconnected by light. As a group, we stand in service, interconnected by light. to the blue. Into the blue. Having a realization right now, out of the blue, realize yourself here and now. We stand in service, interconnected by light. As above, so below. Light to light. I am light in form. Light to light. And without grabbing by mind or analysis, but by impression, steeped in the blue, conditioned in the blue. Allow yourself to realize whatever needs to be known right now. Trusting the process. Not needing to figure it out right now, but to allow this pure, unconditional love to infuse your being. Breathing in blue. Breathing out silver. Coming more and more into the moment, into the present. Letting all these ideas that are in the abstract become knowledge, soul knowledge, over these next hours and days. And we'll close this meditation with the great invocation. If you know it, you can say it with me or just listen along to the alchemical formula of the cadence, of the sounds, of the words, of the prayer, of the wish, of the intention that it is, that it sets in motion. From the point of light, within the mind of God, let light stream forth into all human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love, within the heart of God, Goddess, let love stream forth into all human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills. The purpose which the wise ones know and serve. From the center, which we call the human race. Let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. So staying in this space, the way we're sending blessings out to the world now is by speaking the Mother's Prayer. 2,000 years ago, we were given the Lord's Prayer. I'd like to offer the Mother's Prayer. This version came through about 3 years ago at Meditation Mount. And after I've spoken it, if we could hold the energy and allow it to suffuse our whole being, and I will sound the Tibetan bowl 3 times, and we visualize this prayer circling the world and the Mother blessing all beings. So this is the Mother's Prayer. Our Mother, whose body is the earth, blessed be thy name. Thy love prevail and live in each of us and all creation. Bless us this day with thine abiding grace, and open our hearts to the power of love, so we may give freely of this love to all. And lead us from darkness and fear into the radiant light of our own Christed self. And we feel the earth bathed in the blessings of the Mother, allowing us to give birth to the new. For the Mother is the womb out of which all new possibilities are born. And also the Mother is the heart where all pain can be held. So with this resonating in the field, Diana will now lead us in a time of holding and healing for all those around the planet who are suffering from extreme weather, whether these be the fires in Maui, the hurricanes in Florida, the floods in China. Wherever on this planet the elements are not in harmony with us, and we're not in harmony with them. Let us hold this in a prayerful space.
Just a thought, as some of you may know, the Los Angeles is the heart chakra of the United States. It's an interesting thing to think of and almost unimaginable in a way, and yet it is the circulatory system, right? The heart. Some have said, even though it is veiled, that it's possible that Hawaii is the sacral center, the Maui being the feminine and Kauai being the masculine poles. We don't know, but it's possible. So that's thinking of it that way, though, that the mother of Maui, which is definitely a feminine place, if you've ever been, you know, it's just flowers and scent and beauty, and use that as a through way to touch any place, every place, everywhere, anywhere, any place that you're aware of, especially might be your own home, you know, and to use that energy of the flowers of Maui as our inspiration to kind of the scent, right? The blue. So just for a moment, we're just going to have like a 1 minute where we're just going to hold for the world and all places that may have need in this way. Holding with the idea of like the scent of a rose. And just sending with that feminine energy, which is like water, it goes everywhere. Right? It goes everywhere. No place not touched, with that scent of healing for the planet, of rebalancing, reharmonizing, conditioned by heart, conditioned by love. Using Maui, this beautiful heart place on the planet, as an amplifier to heal our world. And heal these places. And heal ourselves. Om, om, om. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Diana. One final thing before we move out of here. There's a wonderful gift that's coming from Meditation Mount very soon. It's a meditation course with Diana Lang, and I'm going to ask Diana, could you do the announcement? It's silly for me to announce it when you're sitting right here.
I forgot. Yes, yes, and in the spirit of Virgo, right, of learning and practice. That's what Virgo is all about, routines and practice. Meditation is a practice. All of you know that are meditators. You do it every day, you don't feel like it, you still do it. Doesn't matter if you have a good meditation or bad meditation, you're still going to sit and meditate, even if it's for 1 minute or 3 hours or whatever you do. And I'm going to be doing a 6-week course starting September 10th, which is going to be 6 Sundays. And there's pamphlets or there's a flyer, and it's online, you can sign up. I hope you could come, you know, even if it's called Learn to Meditate. But as a, all lifelong meditator, I'm always a beginner. You always begin again. You start where you are, and it's always a new learning, no matter when you begin again. And every meditation for me is the new now. So you can either refresh your practice, and get some different kind of way of looking at it, or you can begin a practice. So I hope you can join us.
Thank you. And on behalf of everyone here at Meditation Mount, thank you so much for participating in this meditation. And all of you online, thank you for joining with us as a planetary center of service. Namaste. Blessings. Thank you.
Thank you.